Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the casino and sports betting industries. This week in our state and national reports, we continue looking at the January and February sports betting reports from the individual states. Deals, we've got a basketball deal, we've got a data rights deal, as well as a broadcast deal, and we've got surfing and volleyball deals.
Wow, surfing?
Yes.
Wow, okay. I don't think we've ever had surfing.
I think we've had once or twice.
No,
yeah.
I don't remember surfing.
Industry updates, we've got licenses, launches, and cease and desist letters, as always.
Okay.
And legislative roundup, we're going to be doing New York, Hawaii, and Nebraska.
So we just have a new section just called cease and desist. I mean, we're having that every week now.
Industry updates.
Yeah, well, yeah. Our cease and desist chapter.
Yep. We'll be right back to start talking state and national reports.
Okay.
The IRS has collected over $1 billion in past due taxes this year, and they're aggressively targeting more taxpayers. Don't wait until the IRS comes knocking. Our team is here to help you resolve your tax debts before things escalate. Every tax situation is unique, and so is our approach. We tailor solutions to fit your specific needs, giving you the personalized attention you deserve. The IRS has resumed collection enforcement. Don't wait until it's too late. Our team can help you resolve your tax issues before liens, levies, or passport restrictions kick in. Behind on filing taxes? We specialize in getting you back on track by filing past returns and negotiating with the IRS. Does the IRS claim that you owe money that you don't have? We fight to lower your tax debt to an amount that you can afford. United Tax Fix. Expert help, personalized service, and the peace of mind you deserve.
Call 800-852-6985. That's 800-852-6985.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. Here in our state and national reports, we're going to start off in the month of January with the state of Illinois.
Okay.
Illinois' January sports betting report. They had their fifth consecutive month with at least $1 billion in total handle.
They have been consistently the second state overall in handle. I mean, they've been, it's usually New York, New Jersey, but now all of a sudden it's New York and Illinois now. So,
well, it's interesting because New York is...
They're beating New Jersey's butt.
Yeah, New York had a string of $2 billion handles. Illinois got the string of $1 billion handles. Jersey had a down month as well. So sort of, if you want to call almost $1 billion a down month. But we'll be talking about them in a minute. State also reported the first time in its history consecutive months with at least $100 million in revenue.
That's the important one.
Yes.
Okay.
Parlay revenue set a record, $94.17 million.
When you think Illinois, I'm thinking parlays now. They have become, I don't know if they're just announcing what their the numbers are for parlays, or it's just an enormous amount of parlays being played in Illinois. I mean, it is such a big chunk of their sports betting numbers now.
FanDuel set a state operator record in terms of monthly revenue. And speaking of FanDuel and DraftKings both moved into the 40% tax bracket for the state of Illinois.
Okay.
Means they already passed $200 million in revenue.
Okay.
Fanatics moved into the 30% tax bracket for the state. That's somewhere between $50 and $100 million revenue. That's the range to be in the 30% tax
I have to
bracket.
look that up. I wonder if Illinois is Fanatics' best state. So.
Actually, there are a couple different states. They've moved.
No,
up
they're doing very good.
times.
I mean, they're but they seem to be doing extremely well in Illinois. I'm just curious if we're just reporting on that, or if that's the case that Illinois is their best state.
We're seeing Fanatics creep up into a lot of places,
Sure.
especially New York.
Yeah.
They've been third or fourth in
Yeah,
New York
yeah.
every week, so kind of interesting to watch Fanatics. Moving over to the state of Kentucky, we've got the January sports betting report there, third consecutive month with at least $275 million in handle. Moving over to the Commonwealth of Virginia, we've got record GGR, gross gaming revenue, record adjusted gaming revenue for the state. And the state also reported its third straight month with at least $700 million in handle.
Wow. Okay.
All-time handle for the state past $21 billion. All-time tax revenue past $245 million. That's the number they're looking at very closely there. Moving over to the state of Rhode Island, Rhode Island. 10th time with at least $5 million in revenue for the state. State's all-time handle also passed $2 billion.
There was one place we went to in Rhode Island. There's only two retail sports books, but where was that one retail sports book? It actually looked like a sports bar. The other one looked like a, like simulcasting kind of thing. But there was one that actually had a sports bar there. What was it?
Oh, that's Twin River.
Is that? Well, I know it's Twin River. Was it Lincoln or was it the other place?
Lincoln.
What's the other? Lincoln and what?
Tiverton.
Tiverton, yeah.
Yes.
Tiverton, yeah. Tiverton didn't. I think they just got started when we were there and it didn't have like any.
It used to be the old Newport Grand.
Yeah, I wonder if it's any different right now. I haven't been there in a long time, but I like the one in Lincoln. So.
Well, the Twin River in Lincoln was actually just called Twin River before Bally's took over. Both of
it's all
them.
Bally's now.
Yeah,
so.
it's Bally's, Twin River, Bally's, Tiverton. Mm-hmm. But Tiverton used to be it almost looked like a gambling hall.
Yeah,
it was one big building. But speaking of Twin River, all-time handle for retail at Twin River, $725 million in handle all-time.
Oh,
They passed that mark. That's it for Rhode Island. Moving down to the state of New Jersey, we've got their February sports betting report there.
Oh, okay.
Second state to pass $60 billion in all-time handle. They joined New York in that exclusive club.
Okay, it's only New Jersey, New York in that
Yes.
like little exclusive club there.
I'm pretty sure we'll see Illinois cross that at
sure,
some point,
yeah.
too.
Like we were just talking about, Illinois is jumping over New Jersey in terms of handle every month. So I'm curious when they're going to hit that.
State streak of billion-dollar monthly handles ended at 5. They had a below billion-dollar handle for the month of February. 7 retail books finished in the red for the state. Mobile industry for New Jersey passed $2 billion in year-to-date handle. So they had some good numbers and some bad numbers.
Yeah.
Moving over to the state of Michigan, we've got their sports betting report in February, and with that report, Michigan became the 10th state to pass $20 billion in all-time handle.
Okay.
And we're going to finish up. Normally we finish up with New York, but we're finishing up this week with Vermont.
Vermont, huh?
Yes.
Now, okay.
At press time, New York hadn't released their weekly numbers, so I haven't had a chance to put those in yet.
Vermont, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the state that gives the numbers for the handle for in-state residents versus out-of-state residents? Okay. All right, good.
Well, they've had their 5th monthly handle of at least $20 million. Let's get that number out of the way. In-state handle.
Okay.
$13.11 million off of 15,403 active accounts. Yes, they give all these numbers out. 498,000 plus bets and an average bet size of $26.27.
Okay.
Out-of-staters, 8.43 million, 15,000 active accounts, 15,000 plus active accounts, 171,000 bets made, and average bet size of $49.01.
I tend to think, Vermont, we're in the winter months now. We're heading towards spring, but, we're talking about February, right? That was a winter month. Yep. Everyone travels to Vermont for skiing. And, when you're on vacation or a mini vacation or you're out for the weekend or something like that, you tend to bet a little more because, hey, you know what? Let's splurge a little bit because we're in Vermont for the weekend. And so let's see if I can win my ski fees back or my or my resort fees back. So the out-of-state bettors tend to bet more
because they're on vacation.
Yeah, they're on vacation. They're splurging a little bit.
Exactly. So. And you're also seeing
I think that's a fascinating statistic. We throw a lot of statistics here. I always think that one's a really interesting one because
I'm very curious to see the cycle between winter and summer because winter, a lot more skiing, a lot more online betting.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why the handle is up higher.
I guess Vermont's a big fishing place kind of thing.
Yeah, but you don't
hiking and camping. And
this will be interesting when you see the summer months come in to see whether or not this out-of-state handle stays this high.
Yeah,
whether it goes down a little bit because there's less to there's more to do outdoors versus sitting outside of skiing.
Yeah, I guess if you're at the ski resort and relaxing at nighttime and the TV's there, you might want to place a bet and watch the game and stuff like that. But in the summertime, if you're skiing, fishing, hunting,
hiking,
camping, there's no TV in front of you. So I wonder if that's a little lower when you're betting in Vermont.
I wonder if they had to increase the
by the way, this is
the hikers.
By the way, this is the most anyone has ever analyzed Vermont in their lives. So
I don't think Vermont analyzes this much.
Yeah, this a deep dive into Vermont. So.
And also, we have a new entry in the list of sports bet on. E-basketball became the 5th most bet on sport in the state.
Wow!
In February.
Okay.
Handle of about 535,000.
Oh, I was out of the blue. I wouldn't think e-basketball for Vermont.
Well, winter months.
I guess
people are looking for new things to bet on.
Are they streaming that on the phone kind of thing? Or
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's the first time I've seen that entry.
Someone in Vermont, tell me where you're watching e-basketball.
I have to admit, it's the first time I've ever seen e-basketball on the bet on sports list for Vermont.
Because I'm assuming if you're in the summer months, if you're camping, I guess you couldn't get e-basketball on your phone if you got
a cell tower.
Well, I don't know how good the reception is.
You
in
got
Vermont.
to think they've expanded the cell tower network for hikers and.
I haven't been to Vermont in a
long
time. You know, the last time I saw Vermont, I think one of those shows was looking for Bigfoot up there. So I don't know what the hell they're doing in Vermont.
Well, they're either hunting for Bigfoot or betting.
Or betting, yes.
So. That's it with our deep dive into the Vermont sports betting scene.
Vermont Today.
Yes. What was that in Newhart? He had his own show, Newhart, in the Vermont.
I don't know. Boy, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just made me think of that.
What
for
a
some
reference.
reason.
Oh, my God. Okay.
But that's it for state and national as well. We're going to start talking deals right now. Starting off our deals segment this week, we're going out to Nevada, where we have the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino announcing a partnership with the WNBA's Las Vegas Aces franchise.
Wow, great.
This is for the new upcoming season, the 2025 season, which begins in a couple weeks from now. Mm-hmm. Westgate Las Vegas will sponsor highlighted segments broadcast during locally televised Aces games in the 2025 season. They're going to be providing additional entertainment and interaction for viewers.
Okay.
I guess they're going to gamify.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
That's marketing speak. They're going to do some extra
That's
stuff.
Crazy marketing talk.
Yes.
I don't know what it means.
This is the interesting part. This caught my attention here. Westgate will also offer in-game slot machine activations.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
For fans. Yeah,
like
so
that.
if you're playing a slot machine, you may see a Las Vegas Aces promo pop up.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. That's cool. I like that.
I mean, I've been seeing the technology being introduced here and there, but this is the first time I've seen it for a WNBA team.
All right. Great.
And also, Westgate Las Vegas will be the presenting sponsor for an Aces home game giveaways, product, collectibles, unique fan experiences that involve the casino as well. So, overall, good deal.
No, I like the Westgate. I like what they're doing here, too.
Yes. Moving over to the broadcast data rights and streaming rights, we've got Sportradar announcing a deal with Endeavor to take over Endeavor Group's IMG Arena asset. Now, it's kind of an interesting deal if you think about it on the surface. Endeavor is paying Sportradar to take it off their hands. Mm-hmm. They're paying them $125 million to actually operate the IMG Arena brand.
Okay.
But it includes 70 global betting rights to the portfolio owned by IMG Arena, including Wimbledon, the PGA Tour, U.S. Open. There's 3 or 4 Grand Slams. There's another 39,000 official data events that's included in this, 30,000 streaming events. So, yes.
That's a pretty big deal. I like that.
Well, I think this evens out because the $125 million Endeavor is paying to get it off their hands. Sportradar is going to have the operating costs, which does increase their overall operating expenses. Sure. Maybe the $125 million is almost like a break-even point.
But let me tell you something. When you have properties like that, I mean, I think you should do very well with it.
Yes. So. Moving over to our surfing deal that you
what is this?
We're discussing.
What's the surfing?
Integrity Compliance 360.
Okay.
IC 360 partnership with the World Surf League.
Nice. Okay.
Where the world's most premier surfing talent is showcased.
Okay. I haven't seen... I really haven't seen anything on surfing on TV. I think I remember watching it like when I was a kid on like Wide World of Sports when they had those, those interesting sports that you rarely see. I think surfing was part of it, but that's got to be a tough job, like being a judge for surfing. I mean, when I see one surfer, it looks like another surfer, so I don't know what kind of. I guess there are techniques, there are different kind of moves that surfers use that they have to execute. I don't know. The first thing about surfing, I don't know how it's judged. I don't know how someone wins a surfing event versus someone who comes in second. I don't know what the big difference is. So I got to take a look at this.
I always thought surfing judging was like skiing judging. Last deal of the week, we're leaving the world of surfing and we're going to the world of volleyball world.
Okay.
Actually, it's called Volleyball World. That's the name of the league. Stats Perform has announced it acquired the global betting, streaming, and data rights to Volleyball World in a 10-year deal.
Okay.
It includes the Volleyball World Championships for men's and women's divisions, the Beach World Championships, and also the annual Volleyball Nations League and the Beach Pro Tour.
Okay.
So, congratulations.
I think
Stats
sometimes
Perform.
they have that down the Jersey Shore. I think maybe Atlantic City maybe had one of these events a while ago. I'm not sure if they still have it, but no, that's an interesting sport to watch. That's these are athletes. I mean, that's incredible.
They're all athletes.
I mean, just the athletic ability.
Yes.
It takes to do volleyball is just incredible, I think.
The deal also includes a couple Italian tournaments as well as several Asian Volleyball Confederation competitions as well.
Okay.
That's it for the deals. We're going to start talking industry updates right after this.
You may want to attend college.
But you have a full-time job and kids that need your full-time attention.
How can you possibly attend college?
You learn online at South University.
Earn your degree any hour, any day, from anywhere.
And the credit transfer policies also make it easier to return to college.
The convenience of taking classes where you want,
The flexibility of taking classes when you want.
so you can become who you want.
South University Online.
Call 800-836-3936.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here in our industry updates segment, and we're going to start off with a pair of stories from Bet365.
Okay.
Actually, it's one story, but two states. Bet365 went live in Illinois prior to the March Madness tournament.
Good time. Good
That's
timing.
That they become the state's 10th mobile sportsbook.
Okay.
Then, following that launch in Illinois, they followed it up, Bet365, with a launch in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Tennessee is one of those interesting states that's online only,
Yes.
correct? All right.
That makes 13 states for Bet365 after these two deals.
Okay.
So we're seeing Bet365 start to grow their footprint in the United States on the sports betting side. They're pretty much out there for the
I see
casino
the
side.
commercials everywhere here
Yes.
in New Jersey, so I don't
Yes.
know if
With the
what they're like. I said, in New Jersey, I see commercials. I'm not sure if I'm watching a New York station or a Pennsylvania station or a New Jersey station, but I do see their advertisements.
still trying to figure out the idea behind the guy running the marathon with the refrigerator on his back.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yes.
So I saw the Spanish
But
version
you know what?
of it. That was cool
The
too.
fact that
They
sticks
have an
out.
English version and a Spanish version.
Yeah.
I think I saw the Spanish version when I was watching Smart TV. But yeah, they certainly have a presence in the United States
Yes.
now in Bet365.
Moving over to the state of Maryland, we have the Maryland Lottery and Gaming Control Agency sending a formal cease and desist letter to virtual gaming worlds in the state for running online unlicensed online casinos.
Yeah, I mean this is a huge issue this
Yes.
year. It's continuing to be a huge issue. You're going to see more and more cease and
But
desist letters.
I'm finally familiar with an online casino, online social casino, Chumba Casino. They run
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
Lucky Land Slots, and they also do Global Poker, which is a sweepstakes-based online poker site.
Oh, okay.
So they have been asked to cease and desist
Oh,
by
okay.
the Maryland regulators. I believe this is another state that's going after a lot of the offshore sites. We're looking at several cease and desist from Maryland.
Yeah, well, look, I mean,
They're getting like to be
you're
like
going to see
Michigan.
several states
Yeah.
send out several cease and desist letters. So.
Well, everyone's waiting to see what happens with High Five in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be an interesting resolution to that lawsuit.
Sure.
Moving out to Michigan, I think I just mentioned Michigan. We've got Light and Wonder announcing, or not announcing yet, but filing with the Michigan Department of Labor a notice that they're going to be discharging 100 employees, just about. 92 is the exact number that's in the filing. That's going to begin at the end of April. They haven't issued a public notice regarding what workers are going to be affected by the closure, because they are going to be shutting down operations as well for their live dealer stuff in the state. So we'll see exactly whether or not they go through with that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's an unfortunate thing that's happening in all businesses.
Yes.
Downsizing. So we'll see what happens.
Moving over to the state of New York, we've got Bally's. Bally's Casino is up for one of the potential licenses in the state for the 3 licenses that are going to be given out in downstate New York. 3
downstate casino, or we should probably just say New York area casinos.
Yes.
So.
But Bally's is now offering residents of these economic zone where they're planning their casino project the opportunity to buy shares in the project.
I like that idea, because a lot of people, if you're living in the area of a proposed casino, they they don't want the traffic's going to be bad, or it's going to be noisy all night now and things like that. Now what Bally's is doing is, if you live in that area where a casino is proposed, you can buy shares in it, which means you don't mind the increased traffic, or you don't mind the increased noise, because that means you're making money. So
yes.
It's an interesting thought process, and let's see if it works. And I like the idea behind it.
Well, it mirrors what they're doing with the Chicago casino.
Which
they're
is great.
offering shares to the area where they're building the permanent casino.
You can't complain about the traffic, or you can't complain about the noise if you're making money off the traffic and the noise. That means, you're earning bucks when you have more traffic.
Well, Bally's also operates free shuttle bus services in the area currently, without the casino being in the area. Good. And also they are pledging at least 1% of gross revenues from the property back into the community.
Great.
It's $100 million over 10 years, $10 million a year. I'm assuming since they're pledging $10 million, gross revenues don't hit $10 million, they'll probably give the $10 million anyway.
Let me tell you something. Well, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know what their business plan is, but I think they're doing this smart. I think they're doing a really great way to do it.
They're working with the community.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're becoming part of the community, and that's great.
Last story of the week for industry updates, we're going to the Commonwealth of Virginia, where Bruce Smith Enterprise, the former Buffalo Bill, and Cordish companies have celebrated the groundbreaking of the new Live Casino Hotel Virginia in Petersburg.
So I've been to the Live Casino in Philadelphia. They have one in Pittsburgh. They have one in Maryland, right?
Yep.
So now they're planning one in Virginia. Okay, great.
And they got one in Louisiana too.
Louisiana, that's right. I knew there was one. I forgot.
And as always, when you're dealing with a Live Casino Hotel project, it's part of a larger $1.4 billion master plan by the two companies to create an entertainment venue, mixed-use resort and entertainment venue area. Right now, it's going to the permanent hotel 2027 opening a year, but the temporary facility is scheduled to open by the end of this year, 2025. 75,000 square feet of gaming space, 900 state-of-the-art slots, 33 live-action table games.
Wow, great.
So the temporary one's going to be basically a normal casino.
Yeah, but I love their long-range plans, making it a mixed-use resort. That's the whole idea. That's the whole idea of what's happening in Atlantic City, diversification. You got concerts, you got arcades, you got stuff for the families, you got amusement parks, you got everything around there. So it's good to see what they're doing. So and
a Monopoly-inspired hotel.
Oh yeah, we have we're getting but that's just like a hotel, right?
And retail spaces.
And retail. So I'm curious to see. That's the one in Atlantic City. What you're talking about is the one in Atlantic City being proposed, or I don't even know if they broke ground yet. But
they bought the ground.
Yeah, I'm very curious when I go in there. I want to see what the decorations look like. So or how they furnish the hotel. So that'll be interesting to see.
That's it for the industry updates. We're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. Starting off our legislative roundup, we are in the state of Nevada, where Senate Bill 256 was introduced and referred to the Senate Judiciary Committee. Bill would significantly increase the penalties for illegal online gambling operators and would allow for, this is the phrasing of the bill, disgorgement of any profits, gains, gross receipts, or other benefits relating to illegal gaming activities in the state. Several different gaming associations and the Vegas Chamber of Commerce have all been supportive of this bill. I believe this is also one of those types of bills that reaches out to the affiliates as well.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
that's a good word.
keep an eye on that one.
Disgorgement.
Yes, it's a great word.
Yeah. I got to tell you, it's tough to be an online operator in Nevada because they really put a premium in getting people into the physical hotels and the casinos and stuff like that. So.
Well, also, when you don't have any online casino gaming in the state, legalized anyway, puts everyone at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Moving out to the state of Hawaii. We're leaving the 9th island and going to Hawaii, the original islands. Senate Joint Committee on Economic Development, Tourism, Commerce, and Consumer Protection unanimously moved ahead the HB 1308 bill, which would authorize 4 digital sports betting platforms, no retail.
Okay.
We'll also legalize daily fantasy sports in the state of Hawaii, so it moves forward, so we'll see where that goes.
That's a big step for Hawaii. They don't even have lottery. So,
well, they trashed all the other bills.
Good. Okay.
This is the only bill that's moved forward.
Well, it's a long shot, but it's interesting that it moved forward.
Well, I find it interesting they're in favor of no actual construction of casinos. They're interested in just online
I got to
casinos.
tell you, a casino resort in Hawaii would be beautiful. I mean, that'd be the perfect place for it. So
Until the volcano erupts.
But I'm talking long way in the future. So
Last up, we have Nebraska. The State General Affairs Committee passed legislative resolution 20CA, which would actually allow digital sports betting platforms to partner with licensed racetrack enclosures in the state. Up to 6 licenses available. It's a constitutional amendment, so voters are going to have to vote on it in the upcoming election if it moves forward.
okay.
So it'll be interesting to see whether or not this actually goes through. And also, it does not touch the prohibition on betting on college teams in the state.
Okay.
So that's going to be in place, even if it looks like digital sports betting comes there as well.
Okay.
Well, that's it for the Turnpike Sports Book Report for this week. As always, if you're watching on TV, there's a ticker flying by below us with additional news stories, domestic, international. We've got some... let's see, we've got also conferences being listed there now. So please, if you have conferences, info@turnpikesportsradio.com, send those in. They'll be put into the ticker. Also, we've got entertainment and food stories, too, in the ticker restaurant news.
Okay, great.
And as always, when this show is released Monday mornings, there will be a full print version of the Turnpike Sports Book Report on the blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. Have stories we talked about, stories that are some of the stories in the ticker, and other stories we didn't have a chance to talk about anywhere else. That'll be on the physical blog there. Info@turnpikesportsradio.com for all your news and game releases and other announcements regarding the casino and sports betting industries.
And that'll do for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.